What's up, guys? Sorry it's been a while since I put a video. I've been really swamped here at the shop and haven't had time to edit videos. Editing videos is such a pain. Man, especially when you're not good at just doing like little takes and just patch them together. Anyways, I'm gonna change my format just a little bit. I'll still have some instructional videos, but I'm gonna kind of do some of this style. You guys let me know what you think. If you don't like it and you want instructional videos, you let me know that too. So what we've got here is a mess, really. This is the project. If you want to follow more of this, go to my Instagram page, Metal in Motion Shop or Metal in Motion Repair. I've been doing this more on the Instagram page, keeping it more up to date than my YouTube. So this is a 14.5 horse Briggs 1994 model. Been setting for 4 years in a barn. The carburetor float got stuck, gas overflowed, and obviously I'm actually not as concerned about this stuff. This stuff actually cleans out pretty well. I'll go get some oven cleaner and spray on there and pressure wash it down, get it all cleaned up. But yeah, this stuff has been conked up good. So the issue is the rings were completely frozen on the piston, and I could not turn over the engine because the tappets are stuck in there. So I need to soak those and get those out. So the piston pin and the rod on the piston was totally stuck. It wouldn't hardly move back and forth. So I've taken all this off, polished it all back up. I've measured the specs of the piston, the pin. I've measured the top and bottom of the connecting rod, and everything is well within specs. We're good there. I did go ahead and measure the journals on the crank, and we have plenty of meat on that as well. The bearings in here, even though they've got some schmoo on them, they're not scratched or scored. They're smooth. Bearing in there looks really good. So yeah, so I was tempted to reuse my rings just to kind of cheap out. Here's my thought. All right, this motor, 14.5, you're talking about, I can get these motors off Facebook Marketplace for like 60, 70, 80 bucks. Does it run? Yes, probably. Does it smoke? Probably. But we're on a time crunch, and I don't want to wait forever trying to wait till one pops up on Facebook Marketplace, and then I got to go get it and everything else. Plus, I kind of been wanting a project, so we're going to rebuild it. So what I've got a dingleberry hone coming. I'm using a silicone carbide 240 grit flex hone. This is cast iron sleeved. So we'll just deglaze it. We'll put the crosshatch back in it. That way the new rings will seat. And get a gasket set. So we'll replace all the gaskets. I'll replace the top and lower oil seals. Of course, new head gasket, valve cover gasket. I do need to lap the valves. If I pour some gas, let's see if I stand this up. Which one is that? Let's just pour some in here. You can see we got a little bit of seepage. Not horrible, but it's enough that I'm there. I might as well start lapping the valves and at least clean the seats up on them. So what does all this go on? That is the other reason I don't want to spend a ton of money. I mean, you're talking about 50 bucks for the rings. The rings are kind of hard to find. Well, they're hard to find through my supplier. I can get them online, no problem. But still, they were a little tricky to kind of locate. Standard rings for this motor before a certain date code. $50 for the rings. You're looking at somewhere about $40 for the gasket set, and then we still got to rebuild the carb. You're going to have the parts in that. So you're going to be 120 bucks in the engine. Who knows if the starter's good? I do have some starters laying around though. So is it worth it? I don't know. Is it a fun project? Yes. Can I make the money out of it when I put it back on the mower and sell the mower? Yes, I'll make all the money back out of it. But what's it going on? This is the other reason that that I'm kind of worried about spending a ton of money. Get you flipped around here. Spending a ton of money is because it's going on that thing. A Murray. A cheap old Murray that's been sitting. It's got crazy dry rotted tires and it's hydrostatic. Ugh. If it was gear drive, I'd be less concerned because there's less to go wrong with the gear drive. Who knows? Am I going to put this thing on here and the hydrostatic be worn out? It's always a possibility. It is, however, in really good shape. It's not all dinged up. I'm going to go ahead and pressure wash it down, and I'm going to like buff the paint out on it. I do this on a lot of my mowers. buff the paint out, bring the shine as much as I can back to it. But yeah, I mean, come on, this Murray, with the age of it, this is not going to be a very expensive mower to resell. Maybe I'll get $350, maybe I'll get $250, but either way, I don't want to spend a ton on it. But so that's the update there. That's what we are doing. I'm going to order the dingleberry hone hopefully today, as well as the rings and the gasket set. So maybe by the end of the week we can get some of these parts in. I'll get that thing all cleaned up, pressure washed down, and you guys can follow along through that whole process. You can follow along through the whole process of this entire mower. We'll get this whole thing back up and going. Now the second one I just got this mower, which is still a cheap homeowner mower. For those that don't know, this is not really a John Deere. This is more, I don't know who makes them. Probably Murray. But I know it's not John Deere. John Deere licensed their name out on these. These are homeowner versions. You got to go to the dealer or spend more money to get the actual John Deere. But this one's got the Briggs on it. Briggs in 22, and it's got low hours. I say low hours, it's got 360 hours on it. And the transaxle transmission, it's hydrostatic. So the transmission in it is not working. This transmission is $800. The parts for the pump kit in it is $450. So this might be dead in the water. I might literally be getting the motor running and selling the engine, and then just sell the deck and the hood, because those hoods break. I got to get a steering wheel for it. So yeah, this is the next project. Slash probably working on it the same time I'm doing the Murray. But this is kind of stuff you guys can follow along, and we'll just see what it takes to get it going. We'll diagnose it and figure out. I mean, man, this has been sitting under somebody's porch for a while. So anyways, so that's the update on the two little projects I've got coming on. Whew, get you guys in the light here. You guys can follow along, and we'll get these things figured out and go from there. So I got to get back to work. In the meantime, we'll catch you guys later. I'm Josh with Metal in Motion. We'll see you guys.